And a perfect picture of what calm isn't is George Banks in Father of the Bride. If you've ever seen, I always defer to this because I saw it and I thought, that is me. And I have learned over the years to take a breath when something happens. See, what we do is we get in panic mode. And when we get in panic mode over things, it short circuit. We literally unplug the toaster. Because we're in a whirlwind of all these imaginations of the horror of what's going to happen. And if you grew up with my grandmother, Granny, and my family, the worst was happening all the time. And the worst was potential all the time. And see, what happens is when we are under pressure, that is when it happens and we explode in being overwhelmed and fearful and all kinds of imaginations of what can happen. And there's a scene in the movie, you can look it up on YouTube. They title it The Superfluous Hot Dog Buns. And George is at the house and they're planning, it's Steve Martin, and he is overwhelmed with this wedding. And he's tried on the tuxedo from when he was married and he's busting out of it. The whole back is open, the legs are split. He can't fit in his tuxedo. Frank is running around, messing up his whole house. His son-in-law can't find things. He gets to the point where he's so frazzled because of all the things he has to do and he can't keep up with it. He decides to go to the grocery store and just buy dinner to get away from the house. And when he gets there, because he's so worked up over these other things, he goes to buy hot dogs and discovers that there's 8 hot dogs, but in the bag of rolls, it's always 12. And he starts opening up the bags of the rolls and taking them out and putting them in another bag. And he's sitting there with the thing and he's taking all these hot dog rolls out. And the end of the story is that he actually, the supermarket guy calls the police. He's in the jail cell in the split open thing. And he says, when he finally sees his daughter, he says, I know I come from a long line of overreactors. And that's what we do. We have to turn down the overreaction.